named Vestron Vulture, and his like production style on the album that I was listening to kind of reminded me of like how hip hop is like very repetitive, and I was like, oh, like I could really make something like this, and so I started and I did it and made my first song like 3 years ago for this project, and afterwards I was looking for a name, and I actually got it from this like super nerdy card game that I play called Magic the Gathering. It's like one of the card names.
Yes.
So that's what the that's what the name of the project is for from, and yeah, that's how it started.
And how would you describe your sound to someone who has never heard your music before?
Um, I would say it's very nostalgic sounding. Um, I get this word a lot for some of my earlier releases, like very cinematic. But I would tell people it's great for like a night drive or studying. Um, yeah, it's like sometimes sad, sometimes you can dance to it, but I would just say overall very like introspective.
And which artists or bands have influenced you the most when creating your music?
Um, Obviously like the bands I mentioned before, so like New Order, The Cure, um, Vestron Vulture is a big one. He's like a newer artist that makes music in this niche, but I would say that, and also like I get a lot of influence from like old '80s movies, like Top Gun, or one of my favorite movies growing up was the old Transformers cartoon movie, and it has like very '80s music in it. So I think I draw a lot of inspiration from those things as well. Um, Currently, I would say like a lot of like French cold wave, like from the '80s, and newer like minimal synth bands and stuff. I really enjoy listening to, and it's kind of been influencing the direction that I've been trying to go in with my music.
Your lyrics are often very introspective and emotional. Where do these ideas come from?
Yeah, so before I started this project, I went through um, like a drug psychosis. I have like addiction. I had addiction problems. I've been sober for almost 4 years now. So a lot of my like lyrics, especially on my first album and the second album, they come from like my experiences with like addiction and mental health problems, and like being kind of just like in a state of mind that's like psychotic, if that makes sense. Um, and I drew a lot of the inspiration from just like the dark, the darkness that I was in, and also like the opposite side. Like, um, I like to, especially in the music I'm writing right now, it's more like focused on like the lighter side of things in a way. But I would just say just a lot of my struggles with like drug addiction and mental health is mainly what I write my music about.
Congratulations on your sobriety.
Thank you.
And do you have a specific creative process when composing, or is it more spontaneous?
Um, I always kind of go into it like with no plan, but I do have like I usually start. I have like the same framework kind of for each song that I go into writing, and it usually starts with like laying down like a drum pattern. I feel like a lot of music I listen to, like the drums are like the first thing I hear. So I think that's kind of where I, first think of ideas is I have like an idea of a drum pattern, and then I usually add in the bass because those two are like hand in hand, and then after that I kind of just build everything on top of that. So I wouldn't say like completely spontaneous because I usually go by that same like framework for each song that I make.
The use of the beer mask and your visual identity is very distinctive. What do you want to convey with it?
Yeah, it was kind of like a gimmick at first, but then like when I started like connecting um, what my lyrics were about and like trying to create a story out of the Bear Mask dude, um, I kind of look at it as like an alternate character or like the alternate version of myself, like that harbors all like the dark things about me and my personality. Like kind of like what the people people say the shadow. That's kind of what I relate it to. Um, and I kind of like also kind of you know reminds me of like a cinematic thing or like a movie, like similar to like Donnie Darko. Um, but I really like to have like kind of that mysterious dark aspect to it, and it helps me like kind of put a story to what my words are about rather than just writing a bunch of depressing stuff all the time. Yeah.
Balduvian Bears aesthetic combines darkness and mystery. How did you develop it, and why is it important to you?
Um, it kind of came from like even going with back to the bear mask. It kind of came from like me just not really liking to like show my face, or like I kind of wanted to be anonymous with the project. Um, so it was kind of started out of that, and then like I kind of realized like I probably need to show my face, like especially when I'm gonna do live shows and stuff like this, and um, so I kind of had to find a way to like build off of that, and I think it just aligns with my music well, like the dark imagery and the mysteriousness, because um, just the way the music sounds and everything. There's nothing really too deep about it, other than I'm just trying to like create like very much like the atmosphere of a movie, how everything is kind of like set in a certain vibe or like setting. So I really try to. I'm really influenced by like movies and stuff. So that's kind of what I'm trying to create with like my visual identity and my music combined.
Talking about your most recent album, EP, what message did you want to convey with it?
I wanted to write an EP that was like about all the like the emotions of like being human, and which is really easy because a lot of my music that I already write is very emotional, but I wanted to just kind of simplify it. So a lot of the writing came from like experiences in my past or currently that was like me feeling a certain emotion and trying to put like words to that. So, I mean, yeah, each of the tracks on the new EP are seen, they're named after an emotion, and um, the vibe of the sound and the lyrics themselves was me just trying to capture that emotion. Um, so yeah.
And how did you decide which songs make it onto an album and which ones don't?
Um, I'd say like there's sometimes when I'm making songs that like it feels like I'm really like fighting to finish it. Like it just seems like there's a lot of like pushback, and I don't really enjoy it, and it feels like it's a fight to get through it. I usually always try to finish the songs just for like good practice, but I feel like the more if there's a track that is like just so much like pushback when I'm writing it, I I tend to not really like it when it's finished, and so usually the tracks that make it on the album are the ones that just kind of feel like they're the most natural, like coming out during the songwriting process. Not to say that writing songs is easy. It's always kind of hard, but there is some songs that are just like harder. They just feel like a nail on a chalkboard when I'm writing them. So those ones usually don't make the cut.
Are there any upcoming projects or collaborations you can share with us?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm actually announcing um, our next release, which is going to be on February 20th. So this is kind of an early announcement to the announcement, but I have a song coming up that's going to be off the next album that I'm currently working on, and it's called Big World, and it's a little bit different. Still the same like vibe of music, but like it's um, very like lo-fi, a little bit more like raw, and I guess you could say like grainier. Um, and it combines like post-punk rhythm with like 80s synthwave or synth pop, like synth sounds. So I'm really excited for this release. It's going to be a little bit different, but uh, I'm trying to move my music into that direction. So yeah, I'm super excited for it.
And how important are digital platforms or social media for connecting with your audience?
I feel like they, I feel like, um, I feel like they're extremely important because a lot of the people that listen to my music don't listen like locally. Like there's not a lot of people here where I live locally that like listen to my music or follow along or I constantly see pop up in like my DMs or anything like that. So I think it's important because it's like really the only way that I can connect with people that listen to my music is through like comments or DMs or um, just anything on the internet where people can like reach out and react to the music, and it means a lot to me in that way because um, it's like really the only way to connect. So I would say that they're very important. Um, I mean, yeah, other than like live shows and stuff, it's really the only way that I can, connect with people that listen to the music and stuff like that.
What is the experience of performing live like compared to to creating music in the studio?
I at first it was like really hard for me because, like I said, I've been making beats for like over 10 years, and so I spent just a lot of time in my bedroom, like trying to make beats, and that means that I could, work on a synth line or work on a like the drum recording for like hours on end and not be perfect. So like when you go to play live, it's a little bit more pressure to like perform better. Um, and I didn't really have any background in like live performance or anything. I never did like school band or like music lessons or anything like that. So when it at first like performing live was like super difficult and nerve wracking. Um, and but I've been doing it for like 2 years now about, and I've gotten to the point now where I think I enjoy it more than making music. Because like making music's really fun and um, it's a good way to escape. But like once you like have experiences performing live and connecting with the audience or people that know your music and love your music, it just totally changes the game. I love it so much. Like when we went to Germany and played the festival, Wave Gothic Treffen, it was just so surreal and beautiful, and like one of the best moments in my life, I think, to date. And then even on going on tour here in the U.S., the little mini tour that we did in the Southwest, just like seeing people take time and their money to come out and see us, whether they knew us or not, and talk to us and you know give feedback on the music is just it's amazing. I love it so much. So I'd say like I put performing above making music at this point right now.
And is there any festival or country you would like to play?
Festivals, I'd like to play any that I can, but countries, I definitely want to. I want to go back to Europe. Um, I want to go back to Europe. I want to go to Canada and hopefully like South America one day. I'd love to go to Brazil and Mexico. Um, there's a lot of listeners down there, and I just see videos from shows down there all the time. It just looks like a good time, like really fun. So I'd love to tour and go out of the country more.
And have any fans ever surprised you or left a special impression on you?
Yeah, definitely all the time. Um, People that just like I mentioned before with like live shows, like anybody that takes time out of their life to come to a live show, it just really means so much to me. And so I remember um, every face that showed up to a show or showed up to the festival and came and said hi and like how they knew about my music beforehand. And then also people that just I always see popping up in like comments on YouTube or um, like DMs and just always supporting. Like it means so much that even just one person likes Balduvian Bears and comes back and listens to it more than once. It really feels special, and I'd say a lot. There's a lot of impressionable like people that have listened to my music and reached out that I can think of.
And if you had to define yourself as artist in a sentence or image, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. um, I would say like I'm an artist that likes to put. I'm an artist that likes to try their best to emit an emotion through their sound, if that makes sense.
And is there any message you would like to give to your fans?
Um, yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me, and I I didn't ever think that I would keep making music for Balduvian Bears for this long. Um, so just like from the very first person to any of the fans that I have now, I just want to say thank you for supporting and like really um, forcing me to continue with this project because I love it and the music that I make means so much to me, and it also means so much to me that you guys connect with it and show support and buy merch or stream or do whatever. It just means the world to me. So
So it's a very beautiful message.
what?
It's a very beautiful
Oh,
message.
thank you. Thank you.
No, sorry, my pronunciation.
No, you're great. It's actually my phone speakers are a little quiet, so sometimes I have to double
No,
check.
I think it's me, but it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you for being with me today.
Hmm.
It's been a pleasure, and I hope to do another interview
Yeah.
when you've got more news.
Yes, definitely.